appointed by the City Council to serve on a voluntary basis without compensation. Our procedure for conducting business is this. The petitioner for each item will be asked to come forward, state their name for the record, and present his or her request. The board may ask any questions they have. Then, anyone who wants to speak to the proposal will be asked to come forward and voice their opinions. Each side will have 10 minutes to speak. Once your request is heard and the board's decision is rendered, you may leave the meeting. However, if you have questions for staff, please wait until after the meeting is over, or you may contact them at the office the next day. Once public testimony and discussion for a particular item is concluded, the members of the board will deliberate and render a decision. Members with a personal or financial interest in any request are required to recuse themselves from voting. All decisions of the Architecture Review Board are final. Any aggrieved parties may appeal the decision of the board to the City Council within 15 days. Petitioners may also appeal the board's decision to the Circuit Court within 30 days. We have 5 members present. Because of the number of members present, if you'd like to delay your request, please let us know at the time your request is announced. I'd like to introduce the members of the board who are here. Barrett Penny to my left, Katie Williams, John Fauché, and John Hayden at the end of it. And our land use staff, Christy Anderson, Russell Stringer, not here, Ethan Fowler, over here, and Paula Wade. If you're here for the last item on the agenda, James Weddle at Cottage Hill on Clay Street, he has removed his proposal temporarily because some of his documentation did not arrive. So if you're here for that, you may leave. All right, the first petitioner, Siobhan Bunwood, Old Cloverdale, 2023 Ellen Street.
She was hoping her contractor would show up, and I'm guessing he didn't. We'll keep an eye out for him.
Well, we'll call at the end too and see if that. Russ Baxley, Old Cloverdale, 2432 College Street. It's safe to say you are not Russ Baxley.
No, I am Russ's wife, Deborah Hall. I'm a resident of the proposal, 2432 College Street. Russ is in a accident.
Pull the microphone closer. Yes, thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, Russ couldn't be here today. He was hit by a car on Friday riding his bike.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So I'm here. This is a standard gate that we built. Are you going to pull up the photo? Yeah, it's a prototype. It's 92 feet from the curb to the driveway. That's the back side looking from the backyard. That's a closer shot of the gate. It's wood trimmed with wire mesh. This is a sample of another gate that was unanimously approved by the Oak Cloverdale Association and also this board. So it's just a similar prototype.
Is there anyone to speak to this gate?
Darby Forrester representing the Oak Cloverdale Association, and we discussed it in our meeting and we're fine with it.
Okay. Board, anyone to discuss? My only comment when I looked at this was I'm a little worried that you don't have any diagonal bracing. Is it gonna sag?
Well, this is actually a prototype. It's working out pretty well.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. It's only up about half of the time of the day.
Well, if it sags, you can say that I told you so. May I have a motion?
Move to approve as submitted.
Second.
All in favor? All opposed? Go.
Thank you.
Build your gate. Todd Rampy, Cottage Hill, 528 Clayton Street.
This is addition of a, adding on to the driveway going back to a ramp that was approved last year. This lady has some disabilities walking, and we've got a wheelchair, so-called ramp in the back, and going to run down the side to that area and make a turnaround little spot. And then, overall scheme, we're still waiting on plans, but maybe add a carport or garage back there, depending on what y'all say. But that's basically what we're asking for.
Is there anyone here in the audience to speak to this project? Comments by the board? If no comments from the board, may I have a motion?
Madam Chair, move to approve.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? All right, go. Build
Thank
your
you.
driveway. Derek Russell, Capitol Heights, 2143 Madison Avenue.
As it states, we're looking to build about a 500 square foot deck in the back L of our house with a 12 by 14 pergola that we purchased from Costco, so it's all pre-cut and everything. Won't be visible from the street at all. It'll be all out of pressure treated lumber. Yeah.
Is there anyone from the audience to speak to this project? Any comments from the board? I'm not quite sure I understood where the gazebo was gonna be.
So it will actually be moved closer to the other corner
Okay.
because as it's drawn, it doesn't meet the 10-foot variance from the house, but simply by pushing the deck another 1.5 feet, to the left, and then pushing the pergola to the opposite back corner, it puts it just outside of the 10-foot variance. So,
All right, any other comments from the board?
Wish I had room in my backyard to do that myself. Looks nice.
I was sort of feeling lustful myself.
I mean, y'all can come help me build it if you want.
No, but we'll come for drinks later.
Okay.
You don't want me with a hammer in my hand, you really don't.
All right, may I have a motion? There's no more to the discussion.
Move to approve as submitted or as stated by Mr. Thorne.
Second.
All in favor? Thank you.
Thank you.
Ashley Thorne, Garden District, 1904 Norman Bridge Court.
We're just wanting to put a privacy fence in the back. It will be visible on Norman Bridge Road on the side of our house, but because our lot is pretty wooded and
Yeah.
we're only building out to the sunroom, it'll really only be visible from the driveway. And just blocking view of inside our yard and keeping our children and dog in.
On Norman Bridge Road, a good idea.
Yeah, yeah, it's a busy road.
Is there anyone here to speak to this project? Comments from the board? I frankly don't know how Leona lived there all those years without this fence.
Same thing.
Do you have gates or anything to it? So you can get it, are you providing a gate in there as well, or?
Yes, there will be a gate. We don't plan to use it as parking anymore. Eventually, we'd like to replace the gravel with sod, but
Well, I would recommend
That's-
having a gate, is all. I was gonna say.
yeah, yeah, but we would like a gate just to access it. When we moved in, we backed the U-Haul in, and that's how we got all of our stuff out. And it's just practical. Yeah.
The air conditioner repairman will appreciate it.
Right. Yeah.
Looks like on the east side is, the fence is not gonna be on the property line, it's offset, and, is there a reason? Doesn't really matter, just curious.
Oh, like on the blue line?
Yeah, like
Or-
on this side, it's not on the blue line?
It's because because it's on a corner lot, they would have to meet the street side setback.
Line of sights?
Which is like 20 feet,
Mhm.
but because they can build the fence back from the existing building without having to get a variance, but they can't come any closer to the street
So
than that without
that's as close as they can get?
visibility and,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Originally, we did want to hit the property line, but when the rules were explained to me, we redid it.
Okay.
Right. Any further discussion? May I have a motion?
Move
So
to
moved.
approve as submitted.
Second?
Second. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor? All opposed? Go and build your fence.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Kenneth Strom, Cloverdale Idlewild, 3155 Cloverdale Road.
Yeah, we are looking to have a touch shed built in our backyard. It's going to be a 10 by 12. Will follow the variance and be 5 feet away from the property line. Has an architectural roof and will be painted to match the colors of our house.
Is there anyone from Cloverdale Idlewild to speak to this project?
Charlie Colvin with the Cloverdale Idlewild Association, the CIA, and we have no objections to the project.
Thank you. Any comments from the board? May I have a motion?
Move to approve as submitted.
Second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor? Opposed? Go and build a shed.
I appreciate it. Thank you all.
All right. Kenneth Strom, Cloverdale Idlewild. No, that was, he just did that.
That was Mr.
I'm sorry, Tom and Paula Turley,
You're good.
Cloverdale Idlewild, DuPont Road.
Yes, as it says, we have requested 3 things: to remove a tree, which the urban forester has already
You're going
been
to
out.
need to get closer to the microphone. I can't
I
hear you.
said we were requesting 3 things. One, the tree that the urban forester has already said that we can remove due to the fact that it is rotting through and will fall very soon, he said. The metal gate, you cannot see from the street unless our car is not parked in the carport. And we're requesting that because of the water problem that we have. The water runs around the house, and with the wooden gate closed, it backs up, and we actually had a flood one Christmas Eve a couple of years ago. The suggested solution to that was to have a metal gate so the water would flow through it, even if it wasn't, even if it was closed. The third thing is, and that gate is very similar to dozens of other
Many
gates in the
gates, yes.
neighborhood. And the last thing was a very small, simple gazebo that is located behind the shed, is surrounded by trees. It's about where that table is sitting is where we want to build it. And it will be roofed with the same shingles that are on our house, and be basically treated wood, just a very simple gazebo.
Is there anyone from Cloverdale Idlewild to speak to this project?
Charlie Colvin with the CIA. We have no objections to this project.
All right. Comments from the board?
Madam Chair, I have one for Urban Forester. Is it tree replacement in order on this one or not?
He did not suggest a tree replacement. He came out and kind of gave us a general idea about our yard. Idea about our yard, and we have a lot of trees. In fact, he said removing that tree would allow a sweet gum that was right next to it to grow, that it is currently being too shaded to grow. But if you want, I was going to plant pawpaws, which...
Russell normally suggests a planting after a removal, and since you're taking out an oak, he would probably suggest an oak tree. That's kind of up to what you guys would like to interpret, but normally he would suggest a replanting after a removal.
Well, he was out there this past week and went through the yard with us, and we talked with him about it. We are going to try to plant pawpaws in place of that tree, but we also got a lot of other trees in the yard growing.
He was very impressed. We have discovered that we have 3 wild black cherry trees in the yard that, with thinning out the canopy, would grow much better.
Well, good. Are you going to have a contractor build this?
Yes, and we're not building it.
Because the construction as drawn is not going to stand up. I assume that a contractor will know how to frame this up a little bit more sturdily.
Yeah.
Where it'll stand up not for long.
No, it shows 2 new trees by the gazebo. Are those already in place, or are those the trees that you're proposing? That's kind of what made me ask about the tree replacement. On the drawing?
The tree that we wanted to cut down is not anywhere near where the gazebo. It's close to the shed. It's right by the front of the shed. If we planted the 2 pawpaws that we wanted, we were going to plant them up close to the gazebo.
Yeah.
Because they need to be close together in order to fertilize.
Yeah, and that's the 2 it shows on the drawing by the gazebo.
They made an application before Russell went out and looked at the condition of the tree. So they covered all their bases, and based on what Russell saw in the field, determined that it wasn't a tree that required y'all's approval to remove.
In fact, when we talked to him, we said, do we really need to take down this tree? And he, after looking at it, he said, yes, you need to take this tree down. It will be falling before long.
Are there any other comments from the board? May I have a motion?
Move to approve as submitted.
A second?
Second.
All right, all in favor? Opposed? All right. Thank you. Is that the end? Jay? Siobhan Rugland? And James Wheeler did not come in. All right.
Minutes? Do we do minutes?
Did not.
We do.
This may be a world record.
Move to approve the minutes as
Submitted?
typed,
Second.
submitted.
All in favor? Opposed? All right. Adjourned.